As we rode closer, I got a good look at the front gate. The same monster we had seen behind the billboard rose up behind a big purple and green sign over the gate. The sign read, "The Horrorland Horrors welcome you to Horrorland."
I don't get that sign.
Mom said,
What are the Horrorland Horrors?
"We'll find out!" I exclaimed happily. The solemn, eerie organ music floated heavily over the parking lot. Dad pulled into a space in an empty aisle to the right of the front gate. Luke and I pushed open the back doors before the car had even stopped.
Let's go!
I cried. Luke, Clay, and I started trotting toward the gate. As I ran, I stared up at the green monster over the sign. This one didn't move its head like the billboard monster, but looked very real. I glanced back and saw that Mom and Dad were hurrying to catch up with us.
This is going to be cool!
I exclaimed. And then I gasped as a deafening explosion made the ground shake, and I stared back in horror as our car burst apart, exploding into a million pieces. You can't scare me, not with the basement of botany. Maybe a sentient dummy calling all creeps.
Boo dudes!
Boo dudes!
Welcome to Calling All Creeps. What's up, you cute little Steinheads?
Happy Memorial Slay. We've been slaying these Coronas like it's our job.
This is the third episode in a row that we got Coronas in the chamber.
We got Coronas in the chamber, and Matt may not choose the best knife choice, apparently. I don't know.
To cut the limes.
I
also made an immediate gaffe. I said we have two Coronas in a roll instead of a row.
This episode sucks already.
Should we restart it?
Let's restart it.
Okay.
Brian, read the beginning again.
Boo dudes! Welcome to Calling All Creeps.
Brian, start reading the beginning.
No, we're not actually going to re-edit that.
Brian, read the beginning.
Dave, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you? It's a Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend.
3-day weekend.
It's hot as hell.
It's hot as
I
heck.
hate it so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to be miserable from now until October.
I'm wearing shorts. That sucks.
I'm wearing shorts too, like an idiot.
I'm wearing jean shorts like a goddamn John Cena.
I have chambray shorts, and a lot of my thigh is exposed. Like,
Nice.
Can I show you? Did you see?
No, I noticed.
Can you
Anytime
describe
your
what's
leg
happening?
raises that high, I expect a fart noise to come out of probably your butt.
I don't have one queued up right now, but we can get back to it.
We'll go back to that fart playlist.
So, Dave, today's a very special episode.
It's a very special episode, a long time coming, and I am, for one, so excited.
I also spent a long time coming, and we have our friend, one of our very good friends, Brian, is with us today.
Hello.
That's what you sound like.
I'm nervous.
Classic Brian.
He's Australian.
The jokes will never end.
Oh boy, what a good bit to be
No,
Australian.
this is what I sound like for
Okay.
real.
I love it.
Hey, Radio Land.
Brian, welcome to Calling All Creeps. Thanks for being
Thank you.
here.
Thank you for having me. Matt, Dave.
Could you tell us, whenever we have somebody on the episode, we like to get to know them through Goosebumps. Can you tell us a little bit about your history with Goosebumps and why you care about it, if you do at all?
I'm older than you,
Uh-huh.
so I grew up with them. I was the perfect age for when they came out. I was 12 when they started coming out.
This is what's cool, too. So 12 is also like the age of
That's the age.
every character.
Every protagonist.
But I'm like 6 years younger than you, maybe 5 years younger than you.
Sure.
5 years younger than you. And what's cool here is I feel like I also grew up with them, and we read them like at the same time throughout the 90s, right?
I would assume so.
So,
yes.
I mean, it speaks to the reach of Goosebumps and why they're relevant to different age groups.
Well, also that, and Goosebumps has this resurgence with the two movies, and even we had Tom 2 episodes ago who was
12.
much younger, 12 when now.
Yeah, 12 when now.
12 now, and I mean, even to the point where he had a full stock Goosebump out of his school, thanks to me.
Thanks to you.
You're welcome,
That he lied
world.
about.
You're welcome, world.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
But yeah, no, you're right. So even like
It
kids
continued.
today, are into Goosebumps because of the movies.
Because I even think about Goosebumps, I wasn't really reading them it's 94. Yeah, I was probably starting to read them in like mid 1994, but 1993, like early 93, I probably wasn't reading them.
Yeah,
Like no, they didn't really hit the elementary school crowd at that point.
It was probably lame for an actual 12-year-old to be reading them.
because what?
Because I think if you're 12, you're supposed to be reading stuff for like...
you're in like 6th grade.
Yeah, you're supposed to be reading stuff for kids a
7th
little
grade.
older than you.
Yeah,
Fear Street.
But I was reading a lot of Fear Street.
Well, maybe see that makes it even cooler. You're reading Fear Street and you're like, I really like this guy. I want to follow his other work.
That was pretty cool.
Well, Brian, today you
Still
did
are.
bring, not to jump the shark here, but you brought a Jovial Bob Stein joke book
I
with you
did
today.
Yes.
Oh yes.
As an avid thrifter, I find lots of
Yeah.
Goosebumps paraphernalia.
And that was pre any of this stuff. Pre Fear Street, pre Goosebumps, I imagine.
That's true. The freak.
So you were reading them at 12. What else? You were just really into the series. You had all the
I don't remember the
books.
TV show being on.
Okay, so you didn't
So
watch
I didn't
that.
watch a TV show.
Well, it was a little later too, I think.
Yeah, and I watch it now on Netflix and it's bad.
It's bad.
So
and
bad.
It was good at the time.
I'd say about 10 years ago I reread all of them. And I don't remember any of them.
Perfect. Even better.
Until today.
Except for the one I like.
Do you feel like as a 12-year-old, it's interesting? Fresh into middle school, discovering your body.
Yeah,
How
I do
did
think that's
Goosebumps-
interesting.
How did Goosebumps really affect
Well, you get a lot of goosebumps
That's
in
true.
elementary school into middle school because you're nervous about your teachers, your friends,
Sure.
the new bus you're going to ride.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
All relatable shit.
Yeah, I'm watching Jeopardy. I got a boner. What does this mean? There's a lot of things
Yeah.
that happen when you're 12.
You're watching MTV Jams in the morning. You got to catch the bus. Should I leave now? Should I watch the Missy Elliott video?
These are all the hard-hitting
MTV
questions.
Jams was on in the morning?
Yes.
I watched Sports Center because I was a jock.
Clearly.
Still are.
Yep.
So let's slam dunk our way into this book.
Oh, that was good.
I don't know. I read it from a Jovial Bob Stein joke book,
Wait,
probably.
yeah, Brian, you mentioned your favorite Goosebumps book. Which one is that?
It is The Girl Who Cried Monster.
Why do you
Heck
like
yes.
that one?
Which you've already
what
done.
appeals
I don't
to-
know. I think there's a mall in it at one point.
No.
And I
There
like
is.
libraries. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there is.
Stupid.
She gets her photos.
Photos
God,
of
Matt is so
Mall.
stupid. Do you ever talk about how stupid Matt is?
I would never say something like that, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, there's a mall, Matt.
I'm devastated.
They go to like
Yeah.
they're
Because she
like,
has
I
to go to the
love
photo mat.
Chinese food,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
only the one from this mall.
She has to
Yeah.
get the photos developed, and then
Yeah.
the guy is not in the pictures.
Yeah. And
yeah, I
then
don't- I
like
don't know
her
why I
dad
like that
says,
one.
"You'll never have a career in photography," and then it's 3 chapters of her crying.
Yeah, that's
And eventually she goes to Pratt.
it's dark.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that book I will say it's one of the better books that we read, right, Dave?
I still think it's my
Out of the
favorite book.
16, yeah, probably the best.
Mr. Mortman is still my favorite character in Goosebumps so far from what we've read,
Mm-hmm.
because he really didn't do anything wrong.
Mr. Mortman?
Yeah,
No.
he was just a monster trying to live his life and like get kids to read.
He
So
is-
he's basically R.L. Stein.
And that's also
Yeah.
good because I like the ending.
Yeah.
Because the parents turn out
Yeah,
to be.
I like the ending too because it's fucking
random ass
wild.
monster.
Yeah, it's like they're all the endings are crazy and are developed in over the course of 3 pages, but this one works because it's
It
just
does.
like really fun.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to that episode, if you're reaching us now, then pop back over. It's a
Yeah.
fun one.
Our special guest Jackie for that
Oh
episode.
yeah, that's when we got
Lovely.
our first guest, who is a children's librarian.
Yeah,
which
pop
was
back
fun.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
thanks, Brian.
Does it sound good?
It sounds great.
Okay.
Could you lean a little
Incredible.
closer?
Wait, you have sunglasses hanging out of your shirt. Can you put those on?
Yeah.
Could you put them on the back of your head?
No.
Oh.
Wait, put it now. Talk.
Hey,
Oh man, that
Whoa.
sounds awesome. I love this.
I love this book.
For the listeners, I'm pulling my collar comedically.
He's
like
really
Rodney
doing it.
Dangerfield. Oof.
Someone take a photo.
Oh.
No, don't take that photo.
Okay. Yeah. So this book. So this is number 16. One Day at Horrorland.
Yes, it is.
This is a
Sucks.
pretty big entry in the series.
Merchandise-wise,
Huge.
this book spawned maybe the most. I
Most
think.
merch
Most merch next to
Dummy.
Next to it's still kind of tied.
Yeah.
It's still kind of tied.
Because of these horny monsters.
These monsters are so horny.
I think
So-
you're mispronouncing.
No, I think that's right.
Yeah.
There's horny monsters on the cover. This is a really cool Jacobus cover.
Really cool.
One of the best.
Do you think, so these monsters, they have like twisty horns. I mean, I guess they're just supposed to be like general like demons. Like
Yeah, they're like goblin people.
generic monsters.
They have yellow eyes. I'm glad that he didn't do that in the book yet. You also have to realize R.L. Stein's writing a book a month at this point.
Yeah.
And that means that Jacobus needed to do a
Cat escape.
cascade.
Oh, the cat stole a Q-tip. That's okay. We're gonna
That's
roll with this.
Adorable.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Cats are cute. But Jacobus needed to do a painting a month based off a book that hasn't been written yet.
Right.
So,
I'm
And
sure-
the one before this was great.
yeah. Well,
And-
he
And the one
always-
after this is horrible.
Yeah,
Why I'm afraid of bees.
It's awful.
for 62 books, and out of those, he did 60 of the covers
Yeah.
originally, and then went back to revisit the other two. There's very few misses.
Do you think Jacobus reads the manuscript before?
No.
He,
I don't think so.
he
I
just
don't
gets
even
the
think there
title
is a
and-
manuscript at this point. It's a month, and R.L. Stein just, if you think about
Right,
it,
he's
he
writing them on the
writes
fly.
based off of the title he came up
Right.
with. So if he says, hey, there's going to be a horror park, and the very beginning, all I got is they show up and there's a sign with a big monster on it. It looks like this.
You know what bothers me, Dave? You have the reprint, right?
I do.
It says, does it say "Enter if you dare" on the front?
Yes, it does.
Are there 4 periods after dare?
Just 3.
I have 4
I
periods.
have 4. Yep.
Well, I'm glad. And this is the like vintage reprint where it's the same cover, and it's also not exactly the same because they went so 80s on these
It's
colors.
much darker.
It's pretty dope.
Brian, on the back, does it say the next ride might be their last with 4 periods?
Yes, it does.
God,
Mine is the next ride might be their last with just ellipsis.
just 3
Same.
periods?
3 periods.
Yeah, see-
Because the whole point of ellipsis is that it's just like it trails off and can go on forever.
But look
It's
at
the-
this. At the bottom, it says "a little too real." 3 periods.
I got 3 periods there too.
God, how did they do it?
Hey, Stein, ever heard of grammar?
Yeah. What, did they not have books back then?
Damn, got him. Got him. No, actually, it's a fun Easter egg. That's not actually a period. It's actually his calling card. He signs every sentence with his mole.
Oh, I love
Ooh,
his
Brian.
head mole.
Head mole.
Can we talk about your experience?
I have met Mr. Robert Louis Stein.
Can you tell us, spare no detail, tell us everything about that experience?
Ooh, well, it was kind of like today. Before I got to meet him, I drank a bunch.
Uh-huh.
I drank 4 beers, and then I went.
Now, just to be clear, you drove here drunk, right?
God damn it! What a stupid thing to say. This is why Matt is so stupid. He says stupid things. So anyway, no, I did not drive here drunk. I drank when I got here because I had to deal with you. Oh, Matt left. Okay.
It's okay. We're having this interview together.
You can't scare me. It's just Matt and this off the thing. Okay.
All right, so let's get this hard-hitting
okay.
journalism done. So it's a
So
hot
I
day.
met him.
Yes.
No, we're going back to when I met
All right, I don't know. That's what I'm
R.L. Stein.
saying.
Matt.
He's gone. It's fine.
All right. So I drank a bunch.
Okay.
I went to the bookstore. Oh, God, now he's like interrupting my story.
Oh.
It's going to be the
I heard
longest
you call
episode
me.
ever.
Yeah. So you want to hear this, or you want to just?
Okay.
All right. So I met him at a book signing. I was the last one to get my book signed. He's like, "I'm very sick," and I looked like shit because I was drinking and I was tired and whatever. And he was doing his new like adult book, whatever it was called at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of teens were there, and they were all like, "I have to go to the bathroom." And I was like, "Hey, if you go to that Chinese food store around the way, you can use that bathroom." And they all went, "Hey, that drunk guy said we could use the bathroom." And I was like, "Oh, great."
Wait, did you say where this was?
This was in Clinton,
Oh, okay.
New Jersey, at a tiny bookstore.
Were there a lot of people there?
There were a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And he said he writes books from the title. And
That's so fucking wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's a multi-millionaire.
I love that man.
Like,
I love that man.
I'm going to say, I think the covers are why the book sold.
yeah, the aesthetic is really appealing, and
I
it's
think,
consistent. Yeah.
The books are very inconsistent, and the covers are all
It's
fantastic.
it's one of these cases where things just aligned perfectly. Like he made the perfect branding.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fire all the shots.
Brian, you famously love your brand, right?
I love that.
You're all
commercial.
about your brand.
I love that lenses commercial.
That contact lens commercial.
Do you know it,
I do.
Dave? Okay.
My brands. Yeah.
It's
Look
very
with
good.
your special eyes.
It's very good.
Yeah, check it out. Cool. Do you want to dive into time and place?
Time and place again. Brian's the one, as we've mentioned before, multiple podcast comments about how Matt knows nothing of pop culture.
Yeah, it makes me very mad. He didn't know who Roger Moore was. Listeners.
I know
Didn't
who
know
Roger
who
Moore is.
Roger Moore was.
I didn't know I forgot his
Called
name.
him Roger Bond.
Wait, that's Mandy Moore's dad, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, he's
February-
only in the Spice Girls movie.
February 94.
94.
Dave, can I interrupt you?
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yes,
Brian.
This is so spontaneous.
You're putting me on blast? Buddy, I'm going to put you fucking on blast.
Oh, boy.
Let's get to a little pop culture quiz.
That's where you can edit in like a fun little stinger.
It was also too loud. I think that peaked.
So do it again.
Pop culture quiz! Print. Okay. So I have a list of like 40 questions.
40 questions? Jesus
I'm going to need
Christ.
another Corona
I'm
Extra,
gonna,
sponsor of the pod.
I'm going to pare it down. I'm going to be selective.
All right.
Okay. These are totally reasonable questions that you would absolutely know the answer to. Okay.
Yeah, you're really roping us all in.
For example, number 1. Which album sold more records? Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill or Spice Girls' Spice?
I'm going to go with Spice.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna go with Spice.
I'm going to say... You mean all together or in 94?
In altogether.
I'm going to say Jagged Little Pill.
Okay.
And Matt is not going to give an answer because he's scared.
Which event?
What's the answer?
What's...
You're not gonna find out till later.
Ay,
God.
this sucks.
This podcast sucks.
This podcast is worse than the book it's about.
I want to be on a new one.
What event? What event became known as, quote, the whack heard round the world?
Oh.
The physical altercation between Steven and Irene on MTV's Real World?
Ooh.
The attack on figure skater Nancy Kerrigan?
We talked about that last week.
Maybe.
Or C, when I jerk off in the shower?
Nobody
The
hears
whack heard round the world.
Actually.
that. I'm going to say it's Nancy Kerrigan, but that
I'm going to
Steve
say Real
Irene,
World.
That
I'm
was
gonna
a
say
big moment. That
I'm going
was
to
a
say
huge
Real
moment.
World because
Yeah.
I'm going to say Real World.
Okay.
That was a huge moment.
What is Courtney Love's real birth name?
Ooh,
Courtney
Hate.
this one is more for my girlfriend, but
Courtney Michelle Harrison or Michelle Love? You can phone a friend.
I don't have my phone.
Oh,
Hey, babe. What's Courtney Love's real name?
don't Google it.
You can Bing it, though.
Courtney Michelle Harrison or Michelle Love?
Did you make up these answers?
No,
Or is this some
this is a real thing.
bullshit website you
It's a
found?
bullshit website.
We're going to go with Michelle Love.
Michelle Love?
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
Hashtag.
You ever have a Tamagotchi, Brian?
No.
I did. Did I win that
I'm
question?
37.
Okay. What is the name of the house Kat, a.k.a. Christina Ricci, moves into in the 95 movie Casper?
I never saw Casper.
Whipstaff Manor, Blackington Manor.
Whipstaff.
C.
What's the name of the
Wait, I have one more option. C, when I jerk
my
off in the
butt
shower.
and my jerking off butt? No.
He knows it. He knows the answer.
It's okay. I'm going to say... What were the options?
Whipstaff Manor, Blackington Manor, jerk off shower.
I'm going to say Whipstaff.
Okay.
Although I don't like that name. Blackington makes more sense.
Um,
Oh my god.
what does the acronym... What is the acronym JNCO, the brand name of those gargantuan
I
jeans,
did have Jenkos.
stand for?
I think it stands for Giant Snake on Pocket with 8-ball in mouth.
Oh.
But a lot of silent letters.
That's one of the options.
It
The
stands
others
for
are
For Us, By Us.
And one! Slam dunk!
No fear.
Judge none,
Second place is the first loser.
judge none, choose one, or journey
sucks.
now, carry on.
First one.
They both
Definitely
suck.
the first one, because it sucks the most.
Judge none. What?
Choose one.
It's that one.
Second one.
Oh, by
Journey
the way,
now, carry on.
Sure.
Brian, do you guys know that, so there's this guy who does graphic design. I like this stuff. And he originally had a staff job at the Big Dog company.
Sure.
Big Dog shirts, another 90s thing. They're still making shirts, by the way.
Yeah, we
You
have
can
friends who are very into Big Dog.
read this shirt. Explain this shirt for the
Okay.
podcast.
I'm into fitness, and then it's a big dog eating a apple pie. Fitness, whole pie in my mouth.
That's a good joke.
Okay.
That's a good joke for a shirt.
Let me
$17.99.
explain.
BigDog.com.
Love it.
The dog is into putting that whole pie in his mouth.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Ready for more?
No.
Anytime you're ready.
Oh my God.
You would know this.
You guys said you prepared this, right?
Who sang the Friends theme song?
I know that.
Oh, I know
You
that.
just say it.
Oh, I just have to say it?
I mean, I
Yeah.
can give
The-
you
the
options.
Rembrandts.
Rembrandts.
It's a very good song in pop punk terms.
Nice.
That was a lyric.
Hey, this is relevant to the whole gang. Clueless is loosely based on which Jane Austen novel?
It's,
I could give you two options.
is there two options?
Yeah.
I'll know it.
Emma or Sense and Sensibility?
Ooh,
Sense and Sense of Prejudice.
I think it's Emma.
Is that your final answer?
No.
Are we all burping a bunch?
None of these are final answers. Because I hate this. I hate being gotcha'd.
Drew Barrymore played which scandalous tabloid figure in a made-for-TV movie?
That is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It's the Amy Fisher story,
Hell yeah.
and it effing rules.
Okay, so
You guys know what effing
that's a
stands
gotcha for us.
for. Yeah.
I have a few more.
We
Effing means
watched
farting.
we watched the Amy Fisher story. It's great. Anyone should watch it. It's on YouTube. We have the VHS.
It's on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay.
Very bad
All right.
quality.
Sounds like YouTube.
We should all know this. What did Lorena Bobbitt do to her husband?
Oh, she murdered him.
She went up to Matt in the shower while he was jerking off, and
and ripped his dick off
Correct.
and threw it in the goddamn river.
yeah. But then they found it.
Yeah, they did, and they read.
And then they were like, he's like, "Can you reattach it?" They're like, "No, it's ours now."
No, they did. Oh, I see. You're
It's
making a
ours
joke.
now. Dude, this guy hates jokes. Get him. Get him with pop culture.
No, I love jokes. I have a Jovial Bob Stein book.
Which of these is not a Jonathan Taylor Thomas movie?
Ooh,
The Adventures of Pinocchio.
that's the one.
Okay.
What's the next? What's the next one? Man of the House.
It was
or
Jungle to Jungle.
Jungle to Jungle. Yeah.
Yeah, Jungle. That's a good one.
Are you an Aaliyah fan?
All right.
sure.
Here's the other one. It's a do your best Tim Allen impression.
Oh.
I'm sorry. The
really
true
good.
answer was I got 2 kilos of coke in my
Oh,
backpack.
sure.
We were talking about when he was arrested.
Right.
Points deducted.
Detroit.
Whose name did Johnny
Points.
Depp? Whose
Remember
name?
that show?
That show's canceled, and he beats his wife.
Oh yeah, he's bad. Right?
No, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Tim Allen.
No, it's Hardwick.
Oh
Tim
yeah.
Allen's fine. Wilson
Well,
straightened him out.
I think
But-
Tim Allen's like super racist, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
people on TV are because they have
Yeah.
money.
Looks like I killed Wilson.
Yeah.
That's a Simpsons joke.
Whose name did Johnny Depp tattoo on his ring finger?
Winona Ryder.
Yes. Who was the first host of MTV's House of Style?
Ooh.
I can give you two options if you like.
Cindy Crawford.
The other-
Daisy Fuentes.
There's two options: Cindy Crawford or Claudia Schiffer.
Ooh, it might be Schiffer, but I feel like it's probably Crawford. I'm gonna go with Crawford. You ever see Fair Game? Good movie.
The band. I'll give you two more.
Ugh.
The band Ace of
39
Base.
and 40. Here they come.
There's actually 50 on this list, I think. The band
Why are you
Ace
a
of
liar?
Base was from what country?
Oh, they're from Sweden.
or
Yeah.
Denmark?
I think they're from Sweden. Yeah.
They're from Sweden. Do you know other pop culture things that they announced recently? Neo-Nazi band, and that their whole thing was they were tricking all the Americans to have songs about being Nazis. Google it. It's fucking real.
Wow.
Messed up.
That's a lot of info.
Yes, it is. Fucked up.
Last
There
but
was,
not least,
there were kids. Let me say this before you go on with your dumb quiz. There was there was kids in my school in 6th grade. We had to do a parody song, and they did "I Saw the Sign,"
Yeah.
but they did "I Saw Your Mom." I thought you guys might enjoy that.
Wait, this was fine.
Yeah,
for
you had
them
to sing the
perform
whole
that?
song in front of the class.
and they started.
I saw your
and
mom.
the teacher was like, "Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go."
well, their
Yep.
teacher, Mr. Al.
Mr. Al.
Mr. Yeah, of Mr. W. Al.
Wait,
I don't get it.
Weird Al. Oh. Your teacher was Weird Al, and that's my joke, and I did good. Hooray for Dave. Weird Al joke.
That's my joke, and I
Still
did good.
I'd say probably top 5 concerts. Weird Al
Weird
was
Al?
in there.
I believe it.
Puts on one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. Holy shit.
I'm a
really
fan.
good.
I don't like his music, but I like him.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. But even though, go see the show, fucking rips.
Like a Surgeon is kind of good, though.
Like a Surgeon is a good,
Solid.
It's a good pun.
Anyway, what's your last dumb question?
Which album turned 20 in 2014 out of these two options? Dookie by Green Day or The Bends by Radiohead?
Dookie.
All right, you ready to find out the results of your quiz?
Sure. Did you do it right?
I don't know.
This is rough. This is rough for me, and I'm here all the time.
I was heard I was going to be gotcha'd, and this is like amateur hour. Can we get individual answers?
Yeah.
Because I am interested in that Jagged Little Pill one.
All right, I'm going to run you through right now.
Thank you.
Jagged Little Pill is correct.
Thank you.
The Whack heard round the world. What did you think it was?
I thought it was Nancy Kerrigan.
Correct.
Yeah.
Courtney Love's real birth name.
Michelle Love.
Incorrect. Courtney Michelle Harrison.
Yeah, see, I don't like Courtney Love, so I'm not surprised.
Fair. Whipstaff Manor for Christina Ricci's
Okay,
house.
I got that right.
Got it right. Jinko's, it's actually Judge None, Choose One.
Wow, that's wild. Well, I bought those, so
There you go.
I'm not too worried about that. I also had very large Alien Workshop pants.
Ooh, Alien Workshop.
Alien Workshop for the listeners out there.
Forgot all about that. What else did we do? Oh, the Rembrandts, obviously correct.
Yes.
Clueless, yep, Emma is correct.
I did say I thought that song was pop punk when I meant to say power pop.
What, the Rembrandts?
Yeah.
Okay. Glad you cleared
I hated that I said that.
Power Pop, yeah.
Power pop.
Yeah. Is the correct answer.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Matt.
Not pop punk?
It's not pop punk.
Okay. But
It's power,
Power
pop. Yes.
okay.
I love genres.
You're talking about the song by the Rembrandts.
Where's Dave? Why is Dave the one who knows what's going on?
Yeah, so Emma's right, Amy Fisher's right. Cut off his penis in the shower, correct.
It was while he was sleeping, I believe.
Yes, while he's sleeping. What else did we do?
Are we still podcasting?
Yeah,
Jungle-
I got every question right.
Jungle to Jungle. No. No.
Except for Courtney Love. I don't care about that.
Well, that wasn't you. That was your girlfriend.
That's
Who
true.
is always right because she's your girlfriend.
She's
She
very
cares.
right all the time.
Of course. So,
All right, listen.
You're still batting a
Brian's
million.
right. I'm throwing my phone away.
I heard listeners out there, all you, what do you call these people?
Steinheads.
There's another thing you call them.
Cute little Steinheads.
Cute little Steinheads.
Don't
is
you call them like the
most-
boo dudes or something?
Well, we
I
say
say
boo dudes
Oh, okay.
to them. You
Okay.
wish them a boo dudes. the
Listen,
little-
Steinheads. I was told pre-podcast that I was going to get totally dunked on by this crazy 1994 quiz.
Look,
didn't
I didn't have
happen.
time to make questions, all right? I was at ShopRite.
Shit didn't
I was
happen.
gonna make questions. My game was gonna be I pick all of the songs of the year and then make you sing a little bit of each one.
Ooh,
Oh.
that sounds fun.
But it would also give away the different things. How about this one? So can we start the podcast?
Yeah, do
Are we
time
starting?
and place and also shoot me in the head.
We didn't
Yeah.
start yet.
We'll start. So
Matt, are you really mad?
February
Yeah,
of
I'm mad at
19
you.
No, I like you.
Don't touch me.
We're friends.
This podcast is gonna be 3 hours long.
Listen, Steinheads.
Look,
I thought I was never going to like Matt when we first met. I told him
that's
this.
true. You've told me that.
I thought he was weird and quiet
Oh, you're right.
and not a jock like me. And
you still bully me, jock.
Wait, is it true or you came in wearing a football helmet?
yeah,
and you're driving a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You're wearing shorts right now, right?
I had on my varsity jacket, my varsity shorts.
Jinkos.
Well, you're wearing your shorts right now, but you
varsity
also
Jinkos.
you had your and ones that you snapped off.
I had my
They were the
and
snaps
ones.
on the side.
Yeah.
That way you didn't have to take off your Michael Jordan shoes.
Yeah, and Matt was like, "Who's this guy?" And I was like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah. And I was just kind of on the
We
side.
were really at odds. So then
Yeah.
we bonded.
We did bond. You're
Thank you.
one of the early adopters of the band I used to be in.
That's true.
It was very nice.
Yeah, I used to go to all your shows.
Producer Chip, just want to say, has because this podcast is spiraling further and further, has delivered Corona Extras with Are these limes? Fresh cut limes.
Fresh cut limes.
Official drink of the Boo Dudes calling all creep.
You Steinheads should have seen how he was cutting these limes. I mean, we're friends, but Jesus Christ.
Steinheads, I've been getting fucked since Brian arrived. And not in a cool way.
Steinheads, this is Dave talking. For Mr. Al's class, I want to do one called My Corona. Get it?
There
Like
you
My
go.
Sharona.
I don't
good.
remember what my group did.
It's good.
Really? You're just saying that because you're embarrassed.
No, I really don't. I wish I did.
All right.
I had
don't get
a
embarrassed.
project in it wasn't even a music class. It was like a home ec class.
Yeah.
And she wanted us to pick a song and like act it out and like interpret it in front of the class without saying anything. And I chose like some Wallflowers song.
Nice.
Not One Headlight. It was like the last track on whatever that album was.
Yeah.
And I
Great.
think I like...
That sounds like you.
Fucking
I think
hipster.
yeah. I think I like baked something. Like imaginary. Like I remember opening an oven. and I put in a tray of something.
Yeah, I think you guys better delete this.
And I closed the oven.
Let's delete this
And
episode.
I pushed the button. And I waited for 45 minutes.
And just stood there.
No.
I remember in college I had a group project, and we had to do it on lactose intolerance.
In college?
In college, this was for human biology because I messed
Oh.
up and didn't take enough bios. I'm a writing major; it doesn't really matter. But I said we had to make like a video presentation or something, or like a PowerPoint. And I told the teacher that no one else in my class did anything, but they were very against me making this video. I wanted to do it like Jurassic Park, where there's like a me video, and I wanted to be like, well, I'm here to talk about lactose intolerance. What are you thinking,
like-
Dave? And he's
like
gonna be like, "Oh, hey,
dinosaurs."
Dave," and
Yeah.
I like tap him on the stomach and be like, "Ooh, milk, my tummy hurts." Like, and my teacher was like, "I'll give you an A because no one else did anything. Just don't make that."
So you just got a
I got an
handout?
A for not doing
I wish you
my
had made
cool
it.
idea.
Yeah.
So can we start the podcast?
I just watched
All right.
Jurassic Park the other day.
It holds up, right?
it's the best.
It's good. Okay, go ahead.
Remember the second one? That girl swing kicks a
Oh, yeah.
a dinosaur in its dumb
Well, it got
head.
progressively
Is she
worse.
on the uneven bars?
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie was uneven. It should be behind bars.
Dave,
Wow,
do you want to take
finally,
it?
this podcast just got good. Just then. Did
Yeah.
you hear that?
Yeah.
That just got good.
That's some premiere comedy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, Matt,
Steinheads.
good luck editing this.
This is all staying in.
Oh, my God. We're going to have to... We've been upping... let's pull the curtain back. We've been upping our money to put these podcasts on because they get longer and longer.
and longer.
We upped it, and the other week I still had to pay to
Did
put
you
it
really?
up. Well, there were 3 Mondays in 1 week. And
Oh,
three
yeah.
every other Mondays. But that's how long
Oh, and the
we're
file
going.
size is bigger when there's 3 people.
And we go nuts on these
Yeah,
shits.
yeah.
Because we got so much to talk about Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dave Coulier.
I did a one-man show in 5th grade about steroids,
Oh, yeah?
where I played like a
Hulk
proto
Hogan.
Jose Canseco.
Oh, yeah?
No, it was baseball.
Oh.
About the dangers of steroids.
It's fucked up, man.
Yeah. Can you hear me when I talk like this?
Don't do that.
Did you guys know all about, like, remember the home run challenge in the 90s?
Between Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa?
Mark
No,
McGuire.
Mark
Sammy
McGuire.
Sosa.
Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Have you seen Sammy Sosa recently?
No.
Apparently, he looks weird now.
Yeah, he's trying to become white
What?
Oh, yeah, I did hear that.
aggressively and not even like, oh, like Michael Jackson.
Like
They're
Michael
like,
Jackson.
oh, he's doing this or whatever. He's just like, no, I need to be white. And he's been bleaching himself. And he looks like if you go on Photoshop and turn exposure all the way up.
That's terrible.
He looks like the worst Instagram filter, and it scares me because it looks like he hurts all the time, and I'm very
Right.
upset by him.
I
Just
mean,
let him
whatever-
keep his home run so he doesn't have to hurt himself.
Yeah.
Okay, can we start the podcast now?
You know
I'm
who?
thinking
You know
about
who
this.
wasn't in the home run derby? George Brett.
Yeah, he shit himself.
He was too busy shitting his pants.
He had too many king crab legs.
He had a corked bat.
Yep. Oh, did he?
Yeah. It's that gif I sent to you where he's running.
Yeah,
out.
it's cool
Oh,
if
yeah.
he could only cork his butthole because he pooped himself all the time.
Ah!
Nice.
Let's start this podcast.
Let's do it. Now that everyone is hooked.
Everyone shut it off.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
we
one
all
wants
clink.
To, no one wants to clink
Clink.
me. I think Matt's actually mad at me.
Shut up, Brian.
All right, we're going to do that thing that we do at the beginning of every one of our podcasts.
Uh-huh.
Headline.
February 1994.
Top 10 list.
The song, top song of February 1994, Power of Love.
Oh.
Oh.
By who?
Michael
Is that
Bolton.
Huey Lewis?
No.
Power of love.
It's Celine Dion.
Oh.
Oh, but Huey Lewis has
Huey Lewis has one,
from
yeah.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why would that be in 94?
Nope. Celine Dion, Power of Love.
Okay.
No, thank
I don't
you.
remember what that sounds
I don't remember it at all.
It's the power of love.
Oh my God, Celine, you're here.
Yeah.
Is this carpool karaoke?
We used to do this thing, my friends and one of my exes, where it was called the Celine Dion Power Hour. It's like a live performance, and there were certain things where you would drink to, and all of us would fall asleep by the end because we drank too much.
Sure.
Anyway, the movie, very exciting. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Whoa, great.
Top grossing movie of that month.
Which
The
one,
best.
is it the second one where he comes out of the rhino's ass?
Yes.
Yeah. First one, he goes, do not go in there. Because it's
Because
like...
he took a nasty shit.
Yeah, but instead he was swimming with a dang dolphin.
Yeah, he didn't really
That's right.
do that.
No, yeah, he didn't.
That was subterfuge.
Okay, I'm fucking sick of pop culture, so here you go. Winter Olympics.
Can I tell you? Hey,
Steinhead.
hey, Steinheads. The night I saw Ace Ventura, I was at the mall with my friend John, and we were throwing pennies off the third floor
Oh, not cool.
into the first floor, where the piano was, and we got caught
Is this around here?
at Bridgewater Commons. We got caught, and his mom got mad at us.
Yeah.
And then I stayed over at his house that night. We went and saw Ace Ventura. We were supposed to go see Philadelphia,
Are you serious?
but we went and saw Ace Ventura instead.
because it
a good
grossed
choice.
more
Yeah.
both months.
And then I stayed over that night. His mom took me home, and then I was never allowed to hang out with him again.
Oh,
It was a
shit.
bad influence.
Got it.
Throwing pennies off the third floor of the mall.
Right.
Well, guess what? You turned out great. So I
I know,
think
honestly. Like,
yeah, you're better for it.
Have you talked to him since?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we had classes together. It was, we were in what?
But you knew he was a bad
Do
influence.
you remember his name?
No, I was the bad influence.
Oh, you were?
Yes, his mom said
But was this your idea?
probably. But it's not a bad thing. We weren't like trying to hit people.
Right, yeah.
We were just bored.
I mean, to be fair, Matt and I know that personally, I lost 2 tech decks in one in a mall trash can and one in a mall fountain.
Yeah, we were kind of slinging some tech decks around Rockaway.
Yeah,
Anyway.
You can edit that story out if you want.
you're a bad influence.
I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to
I think that's probably
copy it, paste
that's
it.
the right
All right,
It'll occur
so
twice.
You guys want to start the podcast?
Yeah, sure.
Should we split this into 2 podcasts?
No.
We do one a week early, and then the one that we actually talk about the book and the real one.
Absolutely not.
I don't remember the book.
This book? That's good. That's good.
So the book
I'm
is
fucking leaving.
the Book of John.
Are you upset? Really?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
All right,
I
so
can never tell with Matt.
So you guys ready to start? So it's February 1994. The Winter Olympics happened in Norway. February 5th, Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego? That debuted on Fox
Okay.
TV show. February 8th, Jack Nicholson attacked a car with a golf club.
Sure.
There were no other
Survivors.
details, but that's fine. On February 12th, The Scream by Edward Munch, which is a delicious sounding name. He sounds like a Keebler elf. But we all know that cool painting. That was actually stolen in Oslo.
Oh.
February 20, which I'd like to think, Carmen Sandiego hits the world.
That's
paintings
big.
disappear.
Has it been recovered?
Yeah,
Okay.
They found the scream.
they did. I forgot to say.
Was it at Wes Craven's house?
Oh, years early. He just did a fist pump. It was real good. I wanted to
That
say.
wasn't a fist pump. This isn't a fist pump.
What's a fist pump?
That's
know
a
what
fist pump.
No, that's like fist pump is up.
Let me tell you, a lot of wrestling taunts
All
on
right.
wrestling creative characters says differently.
Fine.
I want to say February 6th, I forgot, Jack Kirby, King Kirby, died at the age of 76 last year. They celebrated his 100th birthday.
R.I.P.
R.I.P., one of the greatest cartoonist comic artists of all time.
Yeah.
And then this one's for Isaac, one of our other guests.
Yeah, friend of the pod.
On February 23rd, one of his biggest fears in his world
Mustard?
was no.
Oh.
His other biggest fear was born.
Nothing's bigger than mustard.
No, when we said what are
He'd
our
shoot his
biggest
dick off with a gun?
no, we went what were our biggest fears?
Shooting your
One
dick
of
off with a
his
gun.
was born this day. Happy birthday, Dakota Fanning. Dakota
Oh!
Fanning was born.
That's
He's
right.
Scared of Dakota Fanning?
Yeah.
He says she's very ghoulish. I think was
that's right.
was the term he used.
And then he likes Elle Fanning. Yeah,
but she looks different. I would agree that Dakota's a little more
She's a
ghoulish.
little softer, but they're both fine.
She's
She's a little softer, but they're both fine.
He said Dakota Fanning is ghoulish, and then I was like, what about Elle Fanning? And he said that she has an elegance he likes.
Yeah, that's what he said. The quotes.
A what?
An elegance that he appreciates.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
All right.
Anyway,
So this
All right.
book has how I was saying that it is probably one of the most marketable books that they have because so much has been brought further than just this book. It has inspired 3 separate video games. 3 video games have been made based off of Horrorland, a board game, also an entire book series. So from 2008 to 2011, 19 titles were made with the Return to Horrorland or the Horrorland series. They featured Slappy, Carly Beth, Sabrina, Billy, and Shira Deep, The Haunted Mask, Lizzie, and Luke Morris from this book, and they all meet up in Horrorland and they go on some adventures.
They go back to Horrorland?
I don't know why. We're gonna have to read those books to find out. So, along with that, this book in 2015, Scholastic on Tumblr, which I imagine they were just posting, gifs of people fucking, because that's all Tumblr was.
Brian, do you still use Tumblr?
Not really.
Okay.
Tumblr was cool for a bit.
It was cool for a bit. Yeah.
It was big.
It was
Yeah.
big,
At its
but
moment.
on 2015, probably the peak of Tumblr, Scholastic did a poll for your favorite OG Goosebumps book, and in the end, it came out on top. One Day in Horrorland is number 1. Pretty interesting. So that says a lot.
I get it.
I remember thinking it was good.
Yeah.
I also remember reading it the other day and realizing it's bad.
I think it's okay. I think it's good. I think it's a solid entry in the series.
I like it.
Especially considering the past. I mean, if we can just judge by the past 16, which
Yeah.
are the freshest, I think it's fine.
Definitely on the front half of the good versus bad.
Yeah, because there are moments where it's good. Like there
also-
are cool moments in the story.
It's also different. It doesn't follow the same kind of path that all the other ones
Yeah.
do. It's not like we moved into town, and as it happens that there's a...
See, I like that. I
Yeah,
thought
but-
this one was too action-y.
Okay,
It
I
was
like.
repetition and action. It was like...
Yeah.
As
yeah.
one who likes action and is known...
I love action.
Well,
I
you
watched
better-
Hard Target the other night.
Right.
I started to watch the first Terminator the other day.
It's great.
I've never seen it.
Am I peeking? It's great.
I watched...
No,
the,
your mic's pretty good.
Am I too far away?
This one's bad.
Should I be closer?
No, you're fine.
All right.
I watched The Predator the other day.
Oh, the new one?
The new one?
New one. So let me tell you about it. It's pretty action in it. It's great.
Yeah.
But the characters, it's kind of messed up.
Isn't there like a Tourette's?
There's a
storyline?
Tourette's guy, and there's a
Why?
point where he just yells, lick your pussy at Olivia
God.
Munn, and then they have like a minute-long conversation about, did he say lick my pussy? I don't
That's
think he has
such-
Tourette's. Well, do you want to lick my pussy? It's like this cringy, and then
Yeah.
also the main character's son has some sort of autism. He's on the spectrum. He's like Asperger's, I'm guessing, and that's how he can remember the maps and all the stuff he sees from the alien immediately, which bad plot point. Then I'm gonna say this: there's a point where they're like, one of the crazy military guys says the R word, which they say,
Uh-huh.
and he's just like, oh yeah, well that's retarded, he says, and then the other guy says, hey, you can't say that, his son is retarded.
Oh, my
And
God.
then he says, he like lectures them about like, you can't say that word, you guys are awful, that's why you're crazy. So it's like they tried to high road and say why it's bad, but make jokes about it.
Right.
And another character just has Tourette's when he decides to have it. He's fine all the time except for it. So this movie, action-wise, rules. Once the characters start talking, you want to die. It's the worst.
I want to die right now.
Why do they hate disabled people?
I don't know what it is about them.
It's fucked
I
up.
mean,
Just
Predators-
go watch the original Predator. Even Predator 2. Dan
Oh.
Glover.
Danny Glover.
It's a hit.
Yeah, but first one is
Bill
just
Paxton?
it's a love letter to muscles.
I love that first Predator.
There's a woman I met once working at the comic shop where her son, probably like 2 years old, she was like, Mom, good guy? Bad guy? Pointing at a Predator figure. She just looked into her son's eyes and said, I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh, my.
And then bumped into me, and I was just like, I don't know what your situation is, but I'll marry you right now.
Yeah, she sounds cool.
Yeah, we're married now.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, nice.
She died. I saw 3 laser pointers on her head and it popped. So we want to get to the plot. Where are we at time-wise?
3 hours.
Oh, that's not true. And I feel like you're kind of being mean to me.
Well, Brian, I would disagree, so fuck off. So let's.
Alright, I'm out of here.
He's gone.
Brian left.
Well, boo dudes, I'm done.
The second person to leave
I'm out of
today.
here.
So you want to talk about the plot?
Sure.
Okay.
So the first sentence I wrote builds mystery and intrigue, and then just fucking blows it. Just takes a dump on the entire book.
Brian's back.
Okay. Just wanted to check my phone.
So let's read the beginning. So
Yeah, let's read the beginning.
as we entered the gates of Horrorland, we had no idea in just a few hours we would all be lying in our coffins.
Wait, does yours say in just a few hours?
No. I don't know where I got that from. I'm just trying to blow through this.
Oh.
It says, as we entered the gates to Horrorland, we had no idea in just a few hours.
That's
Mine
what it says.
Oh, it says
in
that,
less
yeah.
than an hour.
Oh, it says in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They edited the new one.
Wow, that's weird. Why? What a weird choice.
Because it's way longer than that. Until they're in their coffins.
We would all be lying in our coffins.
Yeah.
I see that.
Because they're in the car at that point. It's hours before they're in the coffins.
Yeah, less than an hour. Weird.
And then, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool opening. Next paragraph is, I'm the calm one in the Morris family. Everyone says, Lizzie, you're the calm one.
Yeah.
And she's
I'm
not
trying
calm.
to tell this story very calmly. it
She's
says.
fully not calm.
And then it says,
But believe me, there's no way.
yeah, no way in italics.
Itals.
I love it. It's just like, yeah, you know, my people say you're real smart. And then they come up to me and when they know I'm smart and they say, hey, you so smart.
Yeah, it sucked. But you're right. I like the first line a lot. That
Yeah.
we would all be lying in our coffins is pretty cool. Yeah. So I mean, we could blow through this plot, right?
Yeah.
The first, like we always do.
We haven't been able to blow through the intro. We should be able to do something, right?
Yeah. Let's start the plot 45 minutes in. The first chapter is they're trying to get to the Zoo Gardens theme park.
Busch Gardens.
Yeah. But Dad messed up and left the map at home, it says, but Mom said the park would be real easy to find. So they get lost. It's our protagonist is Lizzie, told
Yes.
in the first person. Then her brother Luke and their friend Clay. Or Luke's friend Clay, right?
Who looks like an owl.
The worst.
Yes, who looks like an owl. Luke is pretty insufferable. Clay's a little scaredy cat. This is what we're supposed to get.
Well, he's the pinch monster.
I like
Yeah.
Luke.
You like Luke?
I related to Luke.
Okay.
So you're a little shit.
I was kind yeah, kind of.
Well, we already know you're a bad influence.
Yeah, I'm a bad influence. I make podcasts go too long. And I'm
That's
annoying.
right. Why'd you give me that 50-question quiz?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, so they're trying to get to the zoo or whatever. And,
Zoo Gardens.
the Zoo Gardens.
Yeah.
And they get lost. Luke is kind of the reason that they end up in Horrorland because he pushes for them to go to convince their dad.
Kind of. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah.
else around.
There's nothing else around, but
There's this great line where Dad's just like, there's nothing here. I could get gas, I guess, but there's not even a tree.
Yep.
And I'm like, the fuck does that have to do with He's like, if there was a tree here, maybe I'd even be able to go somewhere.
yeah, they're going to get sap on my belly.
Dad is wearing a Cubs hat.
He's wearing a Cubs hat. Yeah, and this is another sort of check mark in the shit on dad column for RL. In every book, the dads are described as like a huge piece of shit, like a fat idiot.
If I had 3 words to describe this dad from what they've used, it's short, fat, and pink.
Yes. Yeah, pink comes up a lot.
That's
So
a little piggy.
dad
Yeah, I didn't like
shaming
this dad.
returns. And on page 2 and 3, it says that dad is the only blonde in the family. Mom, Luke, and I all have straight black hair and blue eyes. In fact, dad doesn't look like he belongs in the same family. The 3 of us are tall and thin with very fair skin, and dad is short and kind of chubby with a round face that's almost always pink. What are we to take from this?
That he's not the real dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I took.
Right?
Yeah, I'm glad we
And that's
all
why
got
he's
there.
so mad.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
That's exactly what I thought, and I
yeah.
wrote that down.
Yeah, because that's a paragraph of like saying that dad doesn't look anything like us.
It's a sad story.
And then,
Wouldn't it be funny if at like the very end it was just being like, then my stepdad, who's been here the whole time, it's just
Well,
like,
what
oh.
it should have been is dad should have turned into a monster.
Hey, here's the thing.
He should have been a horror. He
Here-
should have
here-
led them there.
Here's the thing. Isn't he already a horror?
He is. He's shaking his fist.
Multiple times this guy shakes his fist.
he
at
says
things.
a few times he says like they can't get away with this, and then he just like lays down on
And
the
he's
floor.
fine.
Yeah,
This is a guy who uses the middle finger like for real.
He gives the finger in this book?
No, he doesn't, but he's just that guy.
Oh.
Like, I
He
can
thinks
see,
it's like a real statement.
Oh, yeah.
I can see him, like, getting his soda stuck in a vending machine and just standing there kicking it while giving it the middle finger.
Sure.
Okay, so they get lost. They see a sign for Horrorland. The kids say, let's go, let's go. The parents agree.
It looks like a giant monster.
Yeah,
Lizzie,
right
our
over
main
their
character,
car.
says, a monster's coming to get us. And they're like, oh, we were so angry, we forgot to look at this giant
Yeah.
fucking robotic sign.
She's so calm.
Yeah. She forgot to identify it as a billboard.
Happens
Well,
to me.
the cover is very scary.
It is scary. What's unbelievable is they get to the park. They go to the front gate. And
This is unbelievable.
Their fucking car explodes.
It explodes.
Yeah.
Full on.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know the reason for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The monsters.
No,
put
to
a-
you, I'm asking because it just explodes.
Yeah.
Like, how does it happen?
Well,
Why
in
does
the,
it?
in the TV show,
You see
Okay.
the monster
a monster comes out from under a sewer grate,
Right.
and sticks a thing on their
I
car.
remember that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
But it
pretty
doesn't
cool.
explode. It just controls their car.
Yeah. But this in the book they do say, like, later on they're like, that's why we blew up your car because
Yeah.
you're on the show, whatever.
I would have been pissed. I'd have been like, my gay boy.
Yeah. So their car explodes. Dad is upset, but not upset enough to leave or like figure out like that this is unacceptable and we need to find a phone somewhere. So he just says like the kids are just like, you know, we can't go anywhere anyway, so let's enjoy the park. And he's like, okay.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a little resistance, but not enough.
Not really. Yeah. It's like, and also the daughter tells him no one says chill out anymore.
Right. People still say
Which they
chill out
absolutely
now.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, but
They definitely said it then.
That's also a big deal because, as we say in most of our bad writing sections at the end of these podcasts, that RLS uses so many different little slogans and fun sayings that a kid would never, ever, ever say.
Yeah.
Never in the world. They say slug. I slugged my brother.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here.
For the listeners, Brian rolled his eyes so hard.
Give me a fucking break.
The table shifted. He rolled his
Okay,
eyes
say
so
that
hard.
shit.
Yeah, the room is askew now. He rolled his eyes so hard.
This Rembrandt painting I'm looking at is, fell off the wall.
Oh, it doesn't say Van Gogh on there. That's interesting. I never noticed
That's
that.
who it is, of course.
Yeah, so they're in the park at this point. Basically, this book is they go through a series of. This is an amusement park, but it's horrendous, right? So it's like it's supposed to scare you. Luke is loving it. Everybody else, Clay is supposed to be the scaredy cat of the book, although he's like generally reasonable because he has like some frightening experiences. Lizzie starts to get freaked out halfway through, and the series of things they go through is first they go to the doom slide. The
Stupid.
kids. So first, actually, the parents split from the kids because they're like, we're going to
They want to find a phone. There's no phone.
They want to go kiss.
I love that they end up in like Werewolf Town. It's called.
Oh, yeah,
and there's
yeah.
like a literal wolf.
There's a wolf. That
And
just,
the dad is just like, I'm going to find a phone. Have fun, kids. And I'm like,
Yeah.
was this R.L. Stine literally saying that the dad is so shitty he's leaving the kids to the wolves?
Yeah.
Because it's the most literal point.
yeah. And the wolf like snarls at them at one
Yeah.
point, right?
Yeah, and doesn't really give a shit, though.
Yeah.
And then they walk away and
well, no, they see a sign up top. There's signs all over the place that'll say, like, Werewolf Village. It'll be like, you'll fucking die, asshole.
Yeah.
And then it'll say, no pinching.
Yeah.
no
A
pinching.
lot of no pinching signs, so you can
Very
like
convenient no pinching signs
Yeah.
because Luke is the mad pincher in the car.
right. So we could put a pin in that.
I said, why did that come up?
Oh well.
Well, I was wondering if they've been spying on this family for a while. That's why I was thinking. But turns out, no, it's dumber.
Yeah.
But they
it's
go to this
dumber.
doom slide,
go to
and
the
there's a
doom
message of doom on it, right?
Wait, everybody. Which number slides do they pick?
I only know which one Clay picks.
Me too. It was 10.
I think wasn't it?
I think it was like
3, 4, and 10.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say you're right.
Thank you. I win.
We won't check though.
What points are it? Go into
you.
that thing again and
Points.
Okay.
Put points in.
Okay. Which
Points.
album sold more copies? Was it Jagged Little Pill or was it fucking
Matt.
Fucking
New
fucking
Radicals?
New Radical.
People loved fucking in the 90s.
Was it Vertical Horizons?
Oh my god.
Fart in my mouth. Yeah, so they go down the doom slide. Lizzie,
Vertical Horizons fart in my mouth.
I'd buy that.
Do you know the name of the record?
No.
No, me neither. Do you know?
what's a good song? That Secret Garden song.
Secret Garden.
Is
From
that what they're
Vertical
called?
Horizon?
No.
Oh, Savage Garden.
Savage Garden.
Which one? The one that's like
Cherry Cola.
Well, no, they
That's
also
a good
have
song.
Truly Madly Deeply, which is a fuck
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's straight.
It's a
fuck jam.
fuck jam, dude.
You remember?
Like Ween?
oh
No.
Ween's great.
okay.
Beyond Ween fuck
Oh,
jam.
Okay.
That's the one that's like, I wanna stand with you,
Oh, that song.
man. I wanna
Yeah.
lick you goddamn pussy until
my
it
God.
falls off. I think are the words.
Oh, Matt.
It's romance.
Matt,
It's
what have you
romance.
gotten me into?
Matt knows. He's married.
That's right. I sing that to Lauren often.
Well, no, that was their wedding song.
Listen to her now. She's asleep.
Do you
She's probably
remember
listening to our podcast?
the Matchbox 20
she's
album
awake.
with 3 a.m. on it?
Yeah.
Do you know what it was called?
No. I hated that band.
Brian, you've been fucking owned. You've been dunked on. You look like a fucking fool.
I know. You're Manute Bowl, and I'm just John Stockton.
I'm John Stamos, and you're a bunch of jagged little pill Dave Couliers.
What's the name of the album?
It's called Yourself or something like it.
Oh, it sucks. I've heard it before.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay, so they're going down the doom slide. Clay's fucked.
You know what else came out in 94?
What's that?
Didn't the Offspring album come out in 94?
Smash.
Smash?
I think so.
That album is bad.
The Offspring are bad.
Have you re-listened to
No.
that?
I've re- I-
That is
well-
a bad record.
mean,
I haven't
that
gone
is-
back to that record,
But
but
next album, they got some Frank Kozik art on the cover, and it fucking rips.
was that-
Americana?
Americana was not. I don't think that was the next record, was it?
Was it?
No, I think
Hard
it
to
was.
say.
I think it was like Smash. Then it was.
Was Ixnay on the Ombre next?
Wait, at what point did they get killed in
Maybe.
idle hands?
Oh yeah, that was wild.
It was dark. I don't like Devin Sawa.
I mean, he kind of that works out for you, right? He just kind of
put it
fell
out
off
there.
the
Yeah.
map. Cool.
Anyway, where are we in
the
the
doom
book?
slide.
Yeah.
Lizzie and Luke are fine. They go down slides 3 and 4. They're okay. It turns out slide 10. So one of the slides out of the 10, they say you're going to slide forever.
Right.
That's
To doom.
Yeah, to your doom.
To your doom.
Lizzie and Luke pop out the other side. They're fine. Clay doesn't show up. So they decide, like, okay, maybe this is a real threat. They go back on the slide. They're like, let's go down slide 10 so we can go after him. And if we end up somewhere, then we'll be with him.
What you just said was 60 pages.
Yeah. Yeah. It turns out they did all die, and they found him in heaven.
Yeah, that's what happened. Then the
That's
book,
actually
and then
fake.
the book
I know
end-
you guys are lying because Luke's not going to heaven. No pincher goes to heaven.
That's right. Yeah. So
I got really excited when Clay disappeared. When they couldn't find Clay because he's awful.
really, Clay's pretty innocuous.
He's the worst. He's so annoying.
Luke sucks.
He's the kid that is shivering in the pool. You know?
no.
He's
You-
the Millhouse?
Wow. No, Millhouse is great.
I know Millhouse is great.
He's the kid.
But you're
who-
too far from the mic.
Oh, he's the kid who jumps in the pool holding his nose, and then he's in the pool and he's just sitting there shivering.
The Millhouse.
Okay.
That's what Millhouse would do.
Well, so here's the
Millpool.
problem. We've established
Millhouse would do it good though.
that you're a jock.
Yeah, we've
I
established
want that tattooed on my body. Millhouse would do it good, though.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to live my life by. I love that. Thank you for that.
So your interpretations are through the perspective of a jock. So you think Clay's
guess.
a little nerd that you can bully?
No,
Are
well,
you like,
here's
start doing laps?
that's the thing about Luke. I feel like I was Luke, and I had a lot of Clays in my life
Okay.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This is getting deep.
What?
This is getting deep. This is like a
You're going
session.
down the doom slide.
This is like a session.
Proverbial
Yes.
doom slide.
Aren't we all going down the doom slide
We
for
are.
a fire ring?
You should change this podcast to slide 10.
Ooh, I like that. That could be a section of the podcast that we do.
Yeah. And we can like hide all of
bit.
this whole intro in on it.
Okay.
Anyway, Clay is fine.
Clay's fine. They're all fine. That slide
mean,
pops
yeah.
out in like the front of the park or something.
Yeah. And then the other one just goes a different way, but also you get cummed on.
Oh yeah, there's a jizz section of the slide. Yeah.
As most people know, if we don't discuss the jizz section of every
Yeah.
book, then it's not.
We made it a full
calling
hour
critics.
without saying jizz this time.
Oh, I have it in my notes. Page 26 is stupid.
That sounds like the jizz
Maybe I
section.
should check.
Can you read the jizz portion
What
of
could
this
that
book
have
for us?
been, though? Oh, yeah. I don't like this writing. Down, down, I was sliding so fast, the darkness became a solid blur. The slide curve up, then around, then down again. I'm a human roller coaster. It's so stupid. Just enjoy the ride, Lizzie.
I like, you also missed, she goes on to say, down, down, darker and darker.
Darker and darker.
I'm sliding faster than the speed of light, I thought.
That's also stupid.
She sounds like in like an old like 50s movie, like a kid with a lollipop running down the street that's like,
Right.
whoopee!
Like when Mr. Burns was a kid.
Exactly.
Right.
It's like, I am the embodiment of merriment.
I wanted to say when the car explodes on page 15, just real quick. This is like
I love how Matt's worried about this going long, and he's going all the way back to the car exploding.
A few books ago, they talked about screaming forever, and on page 15 it says, chapter 3 starts with, "It took me a long while to stop screaming."
I like that too.
It's pretty good.
That's
I
legit,
imagine
though.
that-
Their car exploded.
Yeah, sure.
But their car explodes, and then it's just like the dads, they're all just sitting there like, ah!
Yeah.
It's like commercial break.
For a long
And then
time.
it comes back as like, ah!
And you see TV 14 on the top
Yeah.
right corner. So they're fine. They come out the end. Basically, let's just talk about what they do in this park. And that is they go down the doom slide. In between each thing they go on, there's like horrors walking around, these little monsters with horns.
All the kids are crying.
There's a lot of, they see some families and the kids are always crying. That's kind of it. They see some no pinching signs. The second thing they do is go into this house of mirrors.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't care for it. I think it's stupid.
There's things I liked about it, things I didn't like about it. She does the classic thing like what happened in the Mummy book. How she's like, my
Yeah.
shoe's untied, and she's a little far behind, but then she can't find her her brother, and she's getting lost and running in circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's designed to separate them.
Yeah.
And that's what it does. So eventually Lizzie does find them, and Luke and Lizzie are together, but then Clay's on the other side of the glass, and he's whining like a little bitch. And then basically they end up back together because everything in this book, every ride that they go on, turns into a slide. Right? Because the floor tilts, and then it's a slide.
Well, before that, the walls start literally closing in on them.
Yeah.
Like it's going to crush them.
Like Star Wars.
Yeah.
yeah,
in the
like
trash
Star Wars.
pit.
Except there's not a Dinoga under
Right,
it to pull
correct.
them away.
There isn't even one Dinoga.
Yeah.
That's number one.
44 page also had a part. I'm on another beer. I uttered a low cry. I hate the low cry.
Yeah,
they
there's a
say
lot of
low
that.
cry all the time.
Yep.
He utters a
book,
bunch
basically.
of stuff.
I uttered a low cry. I could see my reflections, dozen of them. I seemed to surround myself. Yeah, you did. You're in a house of mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I want to read this jovial Bob Stein joke book because it'd be like, hey, did you have beans? And then it'll be like, did I ever? And it'll be like, I uttered a stark fart. Like,
I saw
that's how he
wind.
writes. Yeah. We're going to have to do a separate episode, like a quick episode of just us reading jovial Bob Stein jokes.
Bob
Just
Stein
to post on like a
creepy jokes.
midweek.
Yeah.
Like a
And not
midweek
laughing,
one.
just reading them.
Just,
A
just
mini-sode.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just like, for your approval. Jovial Bob Stein.
You have to edit out all the burps.
That was on purpose.
No.
It read that. That's the name of the book.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So they go down, they get plopped out, and they're like, oh, fuck this. We need to find mom and dad. They go to find mom and dad, and they see people that look like them, but it's not. And then they see a horror who's just like, go away, get out of here.
Yeah.
You gotta leave. And they're like, well, whatever. And they go to a new horror who's just like, oh, yeah, I saw your mom and dad. They said fuck off, and they left.
Yeah.
That's
They-
kind of scary.
It's scary.
It's scary, yeah. But they didn't. They're just like there.
Then they see mom and dad, and the guy's like, just kidding, see ya.
There's so much of this book that's just like, nope.
Yeah. I mean, what do you say? Because like then they're there.
Yeah.
You know.
I love too that this is like supposed to be a scary park, and there's like, oh my god, there's an ice cream place, and a kid's getting the ice cream, and the ice cream is black,
It's black.
And
It's
the balloons
goth.
are black.
and the balloons are black. Can you believe it?
Brian, would you describe yourself as a goth?
Yeah. Goth jock. Yeah, that's cool. That works.
Right. Would you eat black ice cream? Do you think that appeals to you more than regular ice cream?
I mean, it depends on what flavor it is. I'm
Very
not just
true.
going to just eat it because it's black. Oh, that's
Angst.
stupid.
I would.
angst flavored. See, this is Dave.
Awesome. I agree. This fucking rips. I would eat that.
This is Matt in a nutshell.
What about Black Dippin' Dots?
Look, I own a football, and I own a
Heard of
Christian
it.
Death album. I'm a goth jock.
Cool. So they find their parents, and they decide, instead of leaving, let's go into some coffins. So there's a lazy river in which
My favorite.
you can float in a coffin. I liked this. I think it's cool. I think it's easy to like it because a coffin is spooky. But it's also kind of a fun idea. Like, would you guys lay in a coffin to go down a lazy river if like half of it was open?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, especially at Horrorland.
Yeah, that's cool. It's actually a cool idea.
Yeah,
Um,
as opposed to all the other ones.
Well, I thought about this. This is the first year I ever went to Six Flags in Halloween.
Oh,
What
yeah.
do they call that shit? Fright Fest.
yeah.
Oh, sure. It's great.
And it's like they literally just have people dressed all fucked up hiding places to scare you.
Oh, yeah.
Like you'll be waiting online and then a guy will jump out of a bush with a chainsaw with no chain on it.
Jesus.
Just like shooting shit out in your face.
And it
you
gets
feel
you,
the
right?
heat. Yeah, because it's like nighttime and there's lasers
Yeah.
and they turn all the lights off so
Right.
you can't see anything.
It's
and
a
there's
jump scare.
People, yeah. There was one guy who was like hanging like an axe in my face so that in like my peripheral vision, and I was trying to find the door. And I was just like, this is really fucking annoying. So I just turned and I'm like, dude, where's the door? And he like scarily pointed the axe at the door. And I was like, thank you very much. But like, because you realize they're also park employees, so they have to
Yeah.
be nice.
They can only
Yeah.
be so scary.
Right.
2 things we missed.
Go.
We missed the Bat Barn,
Oh, yeah.
which
Well, it
has
didn't matter.
more shitty dialogue. Clay started to shriek, help us, help us. They're zooming right at me, Luke wailed. That sucks so bad. And then you missed the worst joke in the book, where he's like, has anyone ever died in the park? And the horror says, only once.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, no, that's not what I meant. You can only die once.
This is in my notes.
I thought that fucking ruled.
It's under my
so
bad
bad.
rating. Yeah.
I
It's
thought
so
that
bad.
fucking ruled, and I'm fighting for it.
Really?
What's good about it?
We'll talk about it at the end.
Okay.
I'm gonna fight it for
Bat
it.
okay
Barn.
with
And
that.
I want to say, too, in the last book, I think it was, there were bats as well. Or there was like a
Probably.
bat. Yeah.
At this point,
I think bats are shit on, and I think bats are good. I actually like bats because they eat a lot of bugs.
Sure. I
I
hate
think they're
bugs.
good. Yeah. But yeah, so they go through the bat barn, and it's like,
It sucks.
yeah, there ends up not being any bats.
No bats.
But
They are not
think they're
zooming right
bats.
at him.
Yeah.
I love that anytime something fucked up happens, like they're going through the slide, they go through fire. And they're like, oh, no.
Oh, it's a fire projection.
Great special effects.
Yeah.
And then they're like in a thing full of bats, and then the lights turn on, there's no bats. And they're like, whoa, special effects are nuts.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
So they go in the coffins with their parents.
No.
They're riding down the river. Dad,
Because
yeah.
mom's pissed she didn't get to go on any rides yet.
Yeah, so they're like, before we leave, like we will eat. Let's do 2 things. Let's like take a ride that goes toward the entrance. Let's eat something and then we'll bounce. Dad has a great thing on the lazy coffin river, and this is what I'm talking about when mom and dad are characteristically mommy and daddy.
I hated that. Mommy and daddy.
Mommy and daddy, which is my alternate title, by the way.
Sure.
Dad says like, hey, do you think these things are like free riding or do you think they're on a track? And no one answers him. It's great. It's just like it's something your parent would say, right? Because it's like,
I did think the parents
know.
were very parenty.
Yeah.
They were very mommy and daddy.
Mommy and daddy. Yeah. Oh, I also liked on page 84. This is under my good writing.
We didn't even get to the end of the book yet.
I know, but just because we're there.
Yeah.
The coffin description. So it says, here I am, I thought, lying in my coffin. Here we all are, my entire family, on our backs in our coffins. The coffin floated gently, bobbing in the water. I stared up at the bright blue sky. Trees shimmered on both banks as I floated past. It was so pretty, so relaxing. And I just want to stop it there because the last line is like whatever. But it's like, I don't know, when you're in a pool and you're looking straight up and you can't even see in your periphery, like all you see is the sky and like the trees,
Yeah.
right? I just feel sort of like insulated in the coffin in that moment. And before ultimately what happens is they all close. That's like the scary thing that happens in this ride.
And then it tickles them.
Yeah, and then they
Yep.
think there are spiders in the coffin.
But it turns out it's
No,
just
there
real
aren't.
good tickle special
Yeah.
effects.
And there's nothing.
Their
Right.
tickle technology is next level.
Which I think is, out of everything, the scariest thing is the coffin ride, right? Because
I would go with coffin ride.
I think, yeah, if that's not opening and it's hot as fuck in there. And
I
it's,
got a different one, but anyway.
really, you?
Oh no, I have a different scariest part.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think out of.
Oh, it is scary as shit,
Yeah.
especially when you're getting tickled.
Yeah.
And you're so warm and you're
Right.
getting tickled.
God, every time I get tickled, I'm terrified.
Especially when it's hot. So, shuts. They get to the end, and then Mom's like, well, that wasn't fun. Not one bit.
Yeah. They're both incensed, and they decide they're gonna leave the park. Let's skip the food. Let's just go out.
But Dad's like, no, I'm fucking pissed.
Dad,
I had one good part bad part, when they're talking about the food. He says, as soon as we get out, I'll buy you guys pizzas and big cold drinks.
yes,
And we'll have a good laugh about our terrifying adventures today in Horrorland.
yeah,
Like,
no one speaks like that, sort of a thing.
of course.
Yeah,
Dad does.
He's a robot, or he should have been a horror.
yeah. But they get to the front gate, and it's padlocked.
That's true.
So they can't get out. Everybody's freaked out at this point. They've had enough. And then suddenly hundreds, apparently,
Lots of them.
of horrors show up behind them and get a few feet from their face. And they say, thanks for participating in Horrorland TV. You guys have been in camera the whole time. You look like fucking idiots. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Here's Ashton Kutcher.
Yep. Y'all were
Here's
punked.
Dax Shepard.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's married to like a pretty woman now.
Kristen
that
Bell.
doesn't make
Kristen
any
Bell, yeah.
sense to me. Fuck my life.
Well, there's a lot of lame
Mismatched.
guys out there.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost.
Is that for real?
Yeah, they just got engaged.
Way. No way.
Yeah.
Well, he's very
Unbelievable.
funny.
Yeah. Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde.
Oh.
Insane. Anyway.
Burt Reynolds and Bonnie Anderson.
Yep, that's right. Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford.
No.
No.
No, they were never together.
No. But they were both in What Lies Beneath.
Sure. To bring it back,
Earl Stein and his sweet piece of tail wife.
Celine
right.
Dion, is that her name?
Yes.
And Renee Angelil,
Yes. Avril Lavigne and Sum 41.
some 41 guy.
Yep.
His mom should have had an abortion.
Orson.
We listened to that on the way here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They have a
So,
new song called Out for Blood. It's
Is it
pretty
good?
Yeah. It's
Is it
pretty
about Rambo?
good. No.
All right.
Dave, go on.
So they're like, all right, hooray, you won, and you won a brand new car. And they're like, well, that makes me happy. But, like, I still would be pissed. Because if you blew up my car and then gave me a car, I'd be like, hey, I'm still taking a loss here, buddy.
Yeah.
It's not a prize if you're replacing. You're just my insurance company, which those guys are going to be confused.
Yeah.
When I call and I'm like, hey, I'm calling you for my car. It's a new one. The old one got blowed up. And they're like, well, why? No fucking idea, but I want a new one. It's TV.
Yeah.
They're like, there's a lot of paperwork we have to do.
Yeah. Even in 94.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be serious.
That Geico Gecko wasn't even around yet to help out.
Yeah.
Maybe the cavemen.
And then the horrors are like, you can leave, but
The door's right there.
yeah, right. So you have to go through this like little house.
I did like the descriptions of all the little weird houses.
Yeah. So it's like a big yellow door in a little house. They go in there. It's like an empty white room, but it's not empty because then suddenly there's like 10 monsters.
It's the Hunger Games.
Yeah. It's
I
the
was
Hunger
going to say it's that part of Attack of the Clones where, like, they put them in that little pit and then everybody has to fight. Like, it's like a big cat and a praying mantis and a
One's
bird
like a mutated
and a
bear.
rhino.
Yeah.
And then Natalie Portman gets scratched, but all it does is make her tummy show on her jumpsuit.
Yeah, because the dad gets scratched, and that's
And
it.
he's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, this is a dad who loves saying fuck. You
Yeah.
know it.
And that has one of the worst cliffhangers. Where it's like 3 out of 5 survivors.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, no, wait, 5. 5 out of 5 survivors.
Yeah, so it's like your parents are dead. Oh, no, wait, they're alive. They're fine.
Yeah.
They beat like birds, like these giant storks hug like someone, and it's supposed to seem
I think
like
it's Luke.
It's very chaotic. It's like, it's dark, and there's screaming, and there's monsters everywhere, and I'm about to be stomped to fucking death. They're gonna stomp the yard in my goddamn prepubescent brain, and we're okay. But my parents are dead. Just kidding. They can't count. We're fine.
Yeah.
They even say the thing's foot comes down slowly.
Yeah. It's like it was happening in slow motion, is what it says.
Sucks.
So everybody's fine. That is on. There's like a crowd for that. They're on TV.
On TV, but they don't have cables. They don't get the Monster Channel.
Right. Yeah. So Dad's like, oh, I've never seen it because I don't have cable, which is fair. Cable is preposterous.
Sure.
It's crazy expensive.
Yeah, but that's all you really could have then.
Yeah, the 90s. Yeah.
94. Jagged Little Pill.
So they're fine. They're like, you can leave now. What happens now?
Oh, so they're like, all right, you guys are good. You're going to leave. You won and stuff. And then they're like, just kidding. Here's a pink vagina pit. And then they like throw something in, and it like does like a sucking fart. And then they're like, well, now we're going to surround you and stick you in. And they're going to die. But then they were like, we're kidding. We're really here to kill you, and no one's ever made it out. And all the signs were real. And then Lizzie is like, signs are real. Then why can't we fucking pinch? And she deflates everybody by pinching them.
So you get pinched, you deflate, but you're still alive. Apparently?
Yeah, and they're like,
they blow them back up.
Inflator.
Which is fun. I was waiting for the joke where just to be like, so it's like, well, it sounds like these monsters were full of hot air.
Yeah,
which is a very RL joke.
Yeah, but he missed it. I'm gonna say that he's gonna listen to this when he always listens to it, and he's just gonna be like, fuck.
And if he does, I'd like to say, hey, RL, it was nice meeting you back in, what was that, 2013?
Yeah.
It's that drunk guy.
You were sick. You were sneezing a lot. And
didn't you said he like sneezed on you?
He sneezed on me once or twice.
Did he have a cute sneeze? Was it like
no? It was not cute at all. It was like
his like mole popped out like an action figure. It was like
like a Beetlejuice action figure.
Yes.
Okay, so then
It's very Police Academy.
And then it's like they open the gate for no reason.
The gate's open. They're like, they justify it by saying like, oh, they thought they were going to kill us, so they opened the gate because they figured.
What are they leaving that way?
Right.
No, more families are going to come in for murder.
So they leave. The horrors that are not deflated chase after them. They decide to take a bus, a Horrorland bus, because it's the only thing they can get away in.
That's true.
They get home in the bus. Then there's a Horrorland that rode with them the whole time, unbeknownst to them.
Hanging off the back for hours.
Right. And he says like,
it's like,
hey guys, you forgot. I wanted to give you your passes.
Yeah.
Your free passes for
it's
next
like the
year.
end of Big Trouble in Little China.
It really is.
Yeah.
And you'd think they'd have to gas up at some point. He just stayed back there the whole time.
No.
So that's that book.
That's that book.
Do you want to delete this and just talk about Big Trouble in Little China?
Dude.
Well, you guys could.
That works.
My favorite movie.
One girl with green eye.
Uh-huh. 2 green girls with green eyes. Fuck the legend. Let's just do whatever we want. It's very Goosebumps. So anyway, good writing.
Good writing. Brian, you're our guest. You can go first.
I had the one that I said at the beginning. What did you make me read?
End of chapter
2. I liked the solemn, eerie organ music floated heavily over the parking lot. That feels very theme park to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt nice.
Yeah, it was a good description.
Among other writing that is bad.
Sure. That was the only good you had?
That's it. It's the only good one I had.
Okay.
And, but there was one funny line, actually from Clay, surprisingly enough. They should call it Dumbland.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I like that too. That was a good one.
A solid burn
but that's like
Clay.
A great 90s kid joke.
Yeah.
Like more like butt fart.
Yeah. That's right up Calling All Creeps Alley. The more
it is really Clay too, because he's so like
that's the best noise to describe
that's as good as he could do.
Yeah.
And he did it.
Cool. Dave.
I liked the horror that came up and whispered to them. Where it's just like, it was green costumed horror. His bulging eyes stared into mine as he leaned close to me. Get away while you can, he whispered. He turned his eyes quickly from side to side as if making sure no one was watching him. Please, I'm serious. Get away while you can.
Right.
It was weird because it was like her getting tapped on the shoulder and she's like, what the fuck? And it was just like, hey, you're going to fucking die here. Which I love.
Yeah.
I liked the description of Lizzie in the maze. Because I found it very confusing to the point where like R.L. Stine's, even his language, kind of double backed on itself. to the point where it was so confusing to figure out like where she was going and what's going on. The language in the description was just as lost as she was, and that was cool.
Right on.
I like that. Also, the glass pane crushing her was pretty dramatic. It just being like the panes of glass began to press in on me from all sides, above and below too. I suddenly pictured one of those crushed cars. The cars that get crunched into a perfect square. It says, my entire body shuddered as I realized I was going to be crushed into a perfect square too. Ow, I cried as the glass pressed down on me. Somebody help. I tried to scream, but my voice came out as a muffled yelp. It was getting hard to breathe. The glass pane moved in tighter, tighter. I gasped for air. I tried to push with all of my might against the glass, but it was no use.
Yeah.
And then this is part of my bad writing, because I was like, that's pretty, like, shuddering and unable to breathe, and it, like, this is how I'm going to die. Then the final sentence, my bad writing is, I was being crushed into a human square.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, I didn't like the part where it's like, when those cars are crushed into
sucks.
kids.
But just like the shuddering and like the visceral human response to being just compressed.
Yeah.
So I like that. I liked the nobody dies twice joke, because that was still when they were like a death themed amusement park. And it was just kind of fun, and they're like, only once. And they're like, yeah, you can only die once, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, I thought it was, like, fun in the amusement clown kind of, like... I thought of, like, Mark Hamill's Batman animated series Joker saying that and laughing after.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, if someone says, anyone ever died here, and you say, only once, that's a pretty clear answer to that question.
Brian,
that question is very direct.
Yeah.
You know what you're asking.
Is that a Roger Bond movie? You only die once?
Fucking asshole. I've been here for 8 hours talking to you.
Uh-huh.
I got better things to do with my Sunday.
Feels like 16.
There's probably a football game on. It's Sunday.
Yeah. It's probably Sunday Night Football.
I also want to say that a warm greeting friend... Oh, you boys. One of our friends returned, and it just feels like a warm blanket being wrapped around my shoulders. Page 114.
What happened?
A foul smell rose up from the pond. The purple liquid bubbled and gurgled, making a sick sucking sound.
A sick sucking sound.
Bottom of that same page, as soon as it touched the thick surface, it was pulled down with a loud sucking sound.
Yeah.
It just feels so good to be back and
reunited in
with our
Blood
buddy.
territory.
We got a little bit with Werewolf Fever Swamp.
Yep.
And then I wanted to talk about the themes and why I like this book so much. Because this, again, I think we talked about it. It might have been cut out from Camp Nightmare. This reminded me a whole lot of Phantasm, like one of my favorite movies. And that the best reason for this ending is that they didn't wake up. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like this book was written as like a fucked up nightmare, like a children's nightmare. Yeah. And just that like, well, we could always leave in our car. Boom, car blows up for no reason. Mm-hmm. It's just the things that happen. It's like, where's mom and dad? They just left.
Right.
And it's just like all the things that happen don't really need a reason, and they just keep happening.
Yeah.
And it just drags you along through this like nightmare world without really needing over explanation or a plot even for the most part.
There's just like a random
wolf. And even to the point where like you make it home, like we've all had those dreams where it's like, well, now it's fine, it's a normal dream, and it's just like, nope, you're back at the old dream again, still for no reason. Like it just kept going and kind of like lived that, now we're on fire, now we're not, it's fine. Yeah. And I like that because it reminded me of like many a nightmare that I've had.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, and I hope from what I read, I couldn't find that. But that seems like an inspiration.
I think it's good. Yeah, the slide that never stops. Yeah. A room of mirrors where you can't like discern anything, and the floor drops out.
It's way more fantastical than a lot of the previous books we've had. All the other ones are really based in reality.
Yeah.
This one doesn't really seem to be. Like, it starts off and they're lost in the never-ending desert.
Yeah.
And they're like, where are the trees? And I'm
there
like,
isn't even a tree.
Depending where you live, like, you can't just get lost in a desert.
Right.
And you're looking for zoo gardens. Like, you're not going to find this fucking garden in the middle of the desert. Like, it's so abstract, the entire book, that it feels like very nightmare-driven, and I like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked. What about your good rating?
Right on. Like I said, the first line's cool. Page 4, Lizzie says, boys can really be animals. I think that's really astute, because she's in the car with these fucking idiots.
You know what's weird about that? Clay is in the middle. Did you pick up on that?
No.
Why isn't Luke in the middle?
Right. Yeah, it's weird to sit next to your brother's friend. Yeah.
Very weird.
I don't know. Maybe he's smaller. I don't know.
Nah, it's just bad writing.
On page 6, there's description of... Oh, yeah. About Clay. So Dad says, yeah, we're lost. Dad replied quietly, hopelessly lost. Clay let out a soft cry and slumped in the seat. He looked a little like a balloon deflating. I thought that was good. I think that's like a good evocative description.
Sure.
Page 47. Here's why I like Clay. It says, I'm sorry, I don't like Clay.
Okay.
This is actually Lizzie says this. So this is after the House of Mirrors. Lizzie is finally siding with Clay, and she says, Horrorland was too scary, I decided. It was fun to be scared, but it was hard to tell whether the scares here were for fun or for real. Were there dangers in this place, or was it all a big scary joke? I think that's good. I think she's right. I think it's a mature and useful thought.
Sure.
I think that about shit I don't like. I think that about mostly horror movies. I'm like, this is too scary. So, Mom, on page 82, Mom commenting that they should advertise more because they get more traffic. That's just a very Mom thing to say. It's like Mom knows best and Dad knows best. It's just
I thought the Mom and Dad
thing.
were very well written. I thought they were very Mom and very Dad.
Yeah,
Very
but the
Mommy and
Mom-
Daddy.
I'd like the real mom, the real dad, the one who actually fathered these kids, to learn a little bit more
Right,
about
the guy
it.
with
To
the
know
black
more
hair.
about him.
Yeah.
All right, bad writing. Brian, you're our guest.
Oh, there's so much. Well, I already said the one. Right? I already said the thing that was bad, right?
You said a lot of things are bad.
Yeah, it's because it's true. Yeah, the zooming at me
Yes, that's
in
bad.
the bat thing, and the dad who's an alien saying big cold drinks. That's all I really had.
Yeah?
I only used quotes.
Okay. Dave. Bad writing.
So I talked about Dad shaking his fist and the whole gas station shit, which we talked about.
He says, "A gas station. There isn't even a tree."
He says, "Ask someone." Ask someone. Dad exploded. Do you see anyone I can ask? His face was bright red. He drove with one hand so he could hit Mom with the other. Oh, no, wait. It says, so he could use the other to shake a fist. I meant, if you see a gas station, Mom murmured. A gas station, Dad screamed. I don't even see a tree.
Yeah.
This guy's a fucking asshole.
You cannot have gas stations without trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are they going to get the gas from?
I said he has rage issues
that how
because
it
he is a
works?
Cubs fan and because he is short.
Well, he's also very pink.
Right.
He's very pink. He's very blonde. He
Yeah.
looks like a little tiny Hulk Hogan.
I wrote about being crushed into a human square, which sucked.
That sucks.
This is the worst joke in the book.
Oh.
It beats the one that I liked.
Okay.
Taking a long deep breath, I happily watched them flee. This is after she pinched them all to death.
Sure.
See? I've always come through in a pinch.
Yeah, that's right.
I said, amazing myself by making a joke.
It's so fucking bad.
Next line is, I don't think anyone else in the family heard me. They were shouting for joy, hugging each other, jumping up and down.
Ugh.
Yeah, because they're going through a crazy traumatic event. But I will never get mad at a pun, especially in the Goosebumps book.
Uh-huh.
Well, fuck that joke. The worst part is just like, well, I came in a pinch, and then it was just like, see that? I seem to have made a joke, family.
Yeah.
No one heard me.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm calm.
The calm one in the family.
The calm one.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
Cool.
We-
Second line, I think, is awful on the first page.
Second line on the first page.
Yeah. So after the coffin thing, which is cool,
Coffins are dope.
we've been over this, right? I'm the calm one in the Morris family. Everyone says, Lizzie, you're the calm one. And I'm trying to tell this story calmly. It sucks. Plus,
That's very bad.
believe me, there's no way with the exclamation point. I think there's an overuse of exclamation points, as I always do. On
Yeah, there
page
always is.
12, it says, oh, wow. And then there's an M dash, and it says, was I wrong? And wrong is italicized, and there's an exclamation point.
No, it won't be too scary, I told him. Oh, wow. Was I wrong?
Very bad. Page 12 also, it says, we were hoping Mom would be wrong, and she was. Like, all this fucking
That is
bullshit.
bad. Yeah, I remember that.
Maybe they haven't built the park yet, Mom suggested. Maybe they're going to clear out these trees and build a park here. All three of us in the backseat were hoping Mom was wrong, and she was. Like, just delete that.
That was confusing.
Yeah, just keep writing, right? Like, why? Like, it's baffling.
Yeah. Look, he had to get to 123 pages.
Yeah, that's true.
He needed those little sentences.
And here's another, to kind of give credence to that. On page 15, Mom says, the car explodes, right? So, obviously, it's insane. You should scream. You should, like, be ripping your hair out.
Sure.
You should be, I don't know, sobbing on the floor.
And you don't say, what do you mean there's no phones?
Yeah.
There's a phone.
Yeah. Don't accept that. But also, Mom says, what a terrifying explosion. You should be at the top of your lungs yelling, what the fuck?
Sure.
Chapter 9, too many exclamation points, just in general. It's all exclamation points. You can read it yourself and find out. And then I have page 58, no one has ever died twice. I hated that.
Sucked.
Yeah. That's it. Can we move on to Spook and Scare, Best Dressed, alternate title?
I have another story for the Stonehenge. No, it's a joke.
I have another
I
quiz.
do not.
All right. Spook and Scare, let's start with.
Best scare, I'm going to say retroactive scare.
Okay.
Because if we're believing this is all true, then it's creepy that one of the horrors was walking around with a severed head.
Yeah.
Where he says,
That was fucked up.
He grasped it by its long blonde hair and bounced it up and down, sort of like a yo-yo as he walked. It's
Gruesome.
like, if all this is real, then he's carrying a real dead person's head.
That's fucked up.
It is.
In the TV show, the head talks.
Really?
Sucks. But that was my best one.
That's good.
Because they all the rest of them are lame, and if all this is real, then that's good.
Right. I like it.
I was saying getting crushed to death.
Yeah.
Just because out of all the things that were supposed to be scary, being like, you could slide forever. And I'll be like, the construction of that doesn't make any
You
sense.
can't slide forever.
And then it's just like, I'm going to fucking make these walls crush you to death. I can't think of a worse death.
Yeah.
Of all the actual...
Of all the things that are
they go
supposed to
on.
scare them, that's the one that was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And just that, like, her lungs were being compressed and they were using, like, dialogue to, you know. The words matched the body compression, fucked up things happening inside and outside, which was creepy to me.
Yeah. I think the worst thing that happened to them is page 87, 88, when the coffin's closed. I think that's terrifying, but I'm a little bit claustrophobic. So if I'm in a hot coffin and I don't know that it's going to open...
And you don't know who's tickling you.
Well, the tickling, I don't even, like... At that point, it's like, sure, this too. Like, put the spiders in. Like, I'm numb to that. If the coffin is closed on a hot day and I don't know... I have no control over opening or closing it. I mean, I'm just going to kill myself.
So that didn't
I
bother
hate
me.
it so much. Yeah,
I knew
hate
it
the
was
MRI.
tickling me the whole time, so it didn't matter.
Best dressed. Brian.
The mom. I've got the mom. There's very little description of clothing in this. And the mom is wearing a yellow sundress.
Mhm.
And, I like a woman in yellow.
Cool. Dave.
I originally didn't... There was not a lot of description of what people were wearing, so
Yeah.
I was going to switch this from best dressed to biggest piece of shit.
Okay.
And I was going to give biggest piece of shit to dad.
Okay.
And I was going to read this giant fucking honking turd's description.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take this turn off, Dad announced. He took off his Chicago Cubs hat and scratched his thinning blonde hair. Every little thing that they add in is just shittier and shittier. Haven't I already taken this turn off? Dad is the only blonde member of the family. We learned that about how everyone's he's fucking his wife except for him. The three of us are all tall and thin with very fair skin, and Dad is short and kind of chubby with a round face that's almost always pink. I tease him all the time because I think he looks a lot more like a wrestler than a bank manager, which he is. Also, like,
Another horrible line.
he's the man.
Yeah.
He's like the bank manager. He's the
Yeah.
one who like forecloses on people's houses and stuff.
Yeah, he
Fuck
sucks.
him.
Yeah, right. True. He's the face of capitalism.
Yeah. The pink fucking butt
Chubby
sucking
face.
face of capitalism.
I don't remember what Clay was wearing, but in my notes I do have Clay is dressed like an asshole. So
no, they
whatever,
said he just looks like an owl.
whatever he's wearing, it's what
Brian,
an
you're going to
asshole
be
would wear.
upset because I think Clay is my best dressed. It says, I'm not scared, Clay insisted, page 6. But he looked scared. His round face was kind of pale, and his eyes were blinking a lot behind his glasses. With his short, feathery blonde hair and round eyeglasses, Clay looked a lot like a frightened owl. I think that's cute.
There's got to be a part where they talk about his clothes, though.
No.
Because I said he looks like an asshole, and I like those round glasses.
Oh, yeah, same. So I'm just going to dig into that.
Addendum. Maybe we'll figure that out.
Alternate title,
at
Brian.
a later date. Okay, alternate titles. I have Frightening Park. Or The Scary Afternoon.
I like those. Matt? You got any good ones?
Yeah, I have One Day at My Horrible Ass.
Mine is Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Assisted Suicide.
I think we all won there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Good
we
job,
all won
everybody.
because we read this book.
we did.
Great. Cool. Brian, anything you'd like to plug at this time?
I'm Totally Brian on Instagram and Twitter. They're private, so you can't follow me. And my girlfriend has an Etsy shop called The Wistful Thrifters.
Nice. Can we follow
And
you
everything on
on
it is good.
Instagram?
You can follow me at Totally Brian, but I won't allow you to follow me.
No. Wistful Thrifters. Can we follow that?
Yes, that you can follow
Okay.
on Instagram.
Cool. Cool. That's all you got?
Dave, anything?
No.
Well, we're here every week.
Matt?
Matt, are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at
My horrible ass.
at my shrunken dick.
Calling All Creeps Pod on Instagram is where we are the most active.
Yes.
You can find us there.
Yeah, right. We're going to post some stories. We're going to get some likes. We're going to look at our curated whatever Instagram page with all that shit that we look at.
I brought a bunch of Goosebumps merchandise. You better take a picture of it.
Yeah,
Oh, we will.
Brian did bring a bunch of old school Goosebumps.
I'm
shit.
very excited to
crap.
play the
Horrorland game?
Horrorland board game.
Yeah.
That needs to be like a live streamed kind of fun thing.
Right.
Goodwill, $5.99.
Amazing.
Wow.
$4.99 I saw.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You got a deal, my friend.
Sure.
Very cool. All right. Bye.
Boo dudes.